What's up, guys? Kurt Gibson here. Today I'm going to break down the Belgium versus Great Britain European Championship Final that occurs every 4 years. If you haven't followed it, GB has had a stranglehold on this title for quite some time. Belgium has a good young team and was primed for a potential upset. So I'm going to break down some of this game, show you some tips, highlights, offer some advice, especially for young players out there if you want to better understand the game of Ultimate Frisbee and how it's played at the highest level. So let's get into it. All right, so the first clip here, it's 1-1. Belgium has the Frisbee, and they just got pulled to. The disc was out of bounds, and so it's really just a simple pass, and I'm going to play it through here, and you'll be able to see. So there's a quick cut. The Belgian cutter comes under. So here you're going to see the throw. I'm going to play it through, and you're going to see the turn there. So I'm just going to go back just about 5 seconds here. So you saw that turn. So the throw is a little far, and it's a little high. So look at this offender here. The defender is right on it. So this has to be a good throw. Also got to be aware of this dump defender poaching out in the lane. This is a tough throw. If I was this cutter, he cuts out kind of straight diagonal away. If I was this guy, the shortest path to the Frisbee is either to the thrower or straight back. The problem with this cut, especially if you're a young player, if you cut out towards the middle of the field, sure, there's more space, and it's a longer throw. It could be nice and pretty, but it gives the defender a chance to make a play. So I'm going to kind of try to move this slow. So you can see this disc starts coming out high right away. And you can tell this defender is tracking him good. And so if he would have just come straight at him, there would have been very little chance for the defender to make a play. But as you can see, now because this throws high, there's not a lot of space here to throw because he's got these defenders out here. He's got to kind of thread the needle. He's already slowing down, and this defender is already eyeing this disc. So quickly play it. Look, they're almost in the same spot, and so this defender's got to go up. And the problem with his jump here is it's just a little bit late. If you're an offender in this situation, you're going to have to go up early to get this. But as you're going to see, he goes up late as this disc is still rising, and he's behind it, and he can't get any hand on it. So if you got good hands, really good hands, you could have probably made a play and made that catch. Or if you just got really good speed and hops, great. But if you see that happening, you're going to have to get up early to make that play. But again, I'm going to rewind this. The right cut here in this situation is going to be right here. He's got a step on him, just comes straight through here. So young players, if you're out there, don't cut out too far. It just will give the defender a chance, and then it makes this throw much more difficult. Okay, in this clip, we've got the Belgian defense out there with the disc on the end zone line. So the GBO's out there, and they got the disc on the end zone line. Huge, when you have the disc on the end zone line, huge game-changing plays can be made. Games can be won. Games can be lost by the plays and decisions made around the end zone line. We're going to see a decision here by the Belgian player, which it's a good thought, but frankly, bad decision. It did work out for them, as you'll see, but I'm just going to play this clip so you can see what happens. You're going to see the Belgian defender just throw a space shot out there to a defender that, he makes the play. But I'm going to rewind this so you can see it. So Belgian players, he literally just throws it. He's throwing it to this guy right here. This guy's wide open. Probably could have just thrown it to him. There's really not a mark. The GB players are tired, not really making these throws too difficult, except for the one defender who's really, really tight. And this guy's off, not even looking. So the GB guy actually gets a break on it first. So I'm going to try to play it slow. So look, disc is 8 yards away from the thrower. The GB guy starts moving before the Belgian guy even realizes it's to him. So he started moving, but luckily the Belgian player is in front. And this is honestly a great heads-up play by the Belgian player. The GB player is trying to get around him, but he positions himself where the GB player has to get through him to get to the Frisbee, and so he's able to just barely catch the disc before the GB player is able to make a play. So again, be careful when you're on the end zone line. This is a very, very wild decision in my opinion, but it ends up working out for them because the Belgian player makes a really nice play. So now we've got another clip here. Belgium has the disc, and you're going to see we got the thrower here, catches it, and I'm going to just play this through. He throws it, what looks to be a very simple pass. He makes the play. But the thing that I want to point out here is that you've got a thrower right here with a wide open lane to throw it. This guy is looking and clearly ready to receive the disc. Defender is about 4 yards away, so plenty of space that the defender can't make up. But watch this thrower. He hesitates. He hesitated really briefly right there. If you rewind it, you can check it out. But he just hesitates, and then now this guy's kind of like, am I open? I'm not sure what to do. So he kind of slows down for a half second, and then as soon as he realizes, oh, now he's going to throw it, now he's got to speed up, the defender has already started to catch up and is almost able to make a play. So if you're a young player out there, you watch this clip, you've got the thrower right away. He's open. He's got this. Make that throw and don't hesitate. You see, he just hesitates. Ooh, I don't know. And then he decides to throw it. If you hesitate, that's okay, but be careful making that throw. Probably not a good decision. A very good defenders are going to be able to put pressure and potentially get a D. All right, this is a good sequence here of how to get a throw off on the dump when he's very tightly covered. So, watch the thrower here. He's looking for the dump. The dump tries to get open, and he throws a little space shot. I'm going to pause and just rewind again. You're going to see that the defender's so close that he has to watch. So I'm going to go. Doesn't get open, stops, and thrower doesn't throw it. He's tightly covered. And then look, for a brief second, they're essentially paused. And now he sees them stopped. There's no momentum with the defender, so he's just going to throw a little space shot to the space, and the offender is going to beat them there every time with a good throw. So this is an example of a throw that, as a new player and all the way up to the elite level, if you can make this throw in certainly no wind conditions, but even in windy conditions with backhand for both sides, your right and left hand, that is going to be huge, because then you can essentially get out of tight defense situations in the dump space. So he's able to just throw a little space shot. Guy still was close, makes a good bid at it, but unable to get there. Okay, so this is an example of in my opinion, a little bit of a missed opportunity for GB, as Belgium has risen their game to be one of the top teams in Europe. GB trying to keep that, keep their title. It requires elevation of skill across the board and not just leaning on the top players. And so I think this is an opportunity where, as you'll see, a lot of the top U.S. teams certainly would be throwing this throw, but keep an eye on this guy right here with the orange cleats and then number 19. He has an opportunity to throw an inside flick, which is a pretty easy throw for some of the top teams. And it's a little mini glaring thing, but you'll see that they did not score this point, and so it came out to cost them. So you're going to see right here, he's kind of not really running hard. This guy's not really running after it, but this is an easy throw right here. This is not a hard, difficult. And you even see he kind of turns a little bit and almost like, what's going to happen? And maybe he knows that this guy doesn't have that throw. But again, at the top level, GB going on to not win this game, little things like this offer an opportunity to be able to score and really can be difference makers in the game. So you'll see that he just dumps it, which is fine, not a bad decision, but just a missed opportunity to get right next to the end zone with the defender on the wrong side. Okay, so I'm going to show this whole point. It's just a good example of the strong Belgian defense that has really propelled them to winning this game, and GB just really feeling the pressure and forcing them into some tight situations, and that's what good defense can do. So I'm going to just start with this first play. You can see here that the marker is pretty much straight up. As the play goes on, you're going to see space open up on the backhand side, but you're going to see he makes a long throw, disc is high, and catches it. So again, that straight up mark, the pressure D, GB is clearly feeling the pressure. I just want to watch these GB defenders around. Just notice how close they are. Close, playing smart, close here on the dump. And they're just doing a really good job. Watch this guy right here. Watch him try to get open. He's just right on him. Prevents the up line. Now watch this defender. Watch how he's playing. Stops that, prevents that upfield throw. Now Justin needs to look at this throw. Justin's their best player, and this is certainly an incredible throw. I mean, but that is just razor thin margins, and kudos to the Belgian D. So they're again behind, and so this probably is the throw that should have been completed, but you're going to see here just the pressure alone, and you leave a little bit of room, and the Belgian defense made plays. So very tight Belgian D all game long really contributes to big time to their win. Okay, so I want to show you just a kind of a tip when making this type of cut. You're going to see, I'm going to just play this through and then rewind it, but you're going to watch this guy and the cut that he makes. It's good defense from the GB player. You see the huck goes up, and then GB is able to make an incredible play. But it basically is a D in a sense before the huck even goes off. So guy makes the catch. This Belgian player knows that this guy's a thrower, so you can just tell by the way he's jogging to try to get loose. But I want to just show you what he could have done better to try to get deep and make it easier for the thrower. Okay, so right here, he has about a half step, okay? And for a fast receiver, that can be enough to break free, especially if you've got the first move, right? Unless the guy is much faster than you, then you should be able to just cut deep, and a good thrower like this guy clearly has an arm, should be enough to get a complete pass. But this guy, he starts to try to look. I can tell what he's trying to do. He's trying to break free, right? But he just makes it a little too obvious. And then you're going to see, so he's turning this way, which is a good decision, by the way. You want to look at your thrower to pretend, oh, hey, I'm looking this way because I want the frisbee. So by him looking, that's a good thing. The thought is, maybe I can actually, oh, sorry about that. I'm going to have to just play it. So he's looking back. He's thinking to his guy, okay, maybe by me looking, he's going to be able to think, oh, I'm going to throw it under and then I'll have some space deep. But he really doesn't commit his hips enough to make him believe it. So you can just see he looks a little bit, okay, and now you can already tell he's about to go, and this defender is reading this whole way. He's already trying to set up his momentum to get speed, and the GB guy is just all over this. So watch. And so now he does a little plant. He's still kind of looking. He has no idea where his defender is. The GB guy's just even with him. But here's where he goes wrong even further. If you're going to make a deep cut, you got to make a straight cut. This guy rounds it. So watch, he started here and then he rounded it here, and now he's all the way over here. So this guy's throwing a flick. He'd have to throw a flick outside in over this guy's head over here. That's a very difficult throw. The space is all the way over here, so he's got to run all the way back over here to get in front of this GB guy. If the throw goes in this area, this guy's got a lot more space to run the GB defender. As you're going to see, that's exactly what happens. He's got shorter space. The guy has to make up a lot more ground. So again, if you're going to make this throw, okay, you can just tell he wants this. The GB guy is reading this the whole way. Just plant and go. Just plant and go hard. You can just watch this in full speed. He just rounds it all the way out here, and he started out closer to the middle of the field. So if you're going to do that kind of swoop cut on the break side of the stack, just plant and go in a straight line. All right, so now we've got Belgium's up 5-4. We've got number 11 here. He's got the Frisbee with Belgium on the goal line. And this is a stall situation, so I'm going to play this through real quick so you can see what happens. There's not much really to see here, though, but really almost immediately it gets called with stall. The video kind of misses it. But here's the point. Don't get called with a stall on the end zone line, okay? So you see good defense by GB. He's on the line, so it is a tough situation. He fakes that. And watch, he's going to make a quick fake. Kind of had him, but maybe he was already the stall. Here's the thing. Don't get called stall on the end zone line. At stall 9, you throw something up to the back of the end zone. You see this guy, whether it's a scuba, whether it's anything, just give your guys a chance. You should never get called with a stall. So you're going to see, watch this guy actually in the back of the end zone. He throws his hands up, and he's going to see he gets stalled like, hey, what's going on here? Why not do anything, right? So, again, he's right. He's a little upset. But, again, tough situation, championship game on the sideline. But if you are on the sideline, do something with the Frisbee. Do not get caught in the stall situation. Otherwise, your team's going to be asking, hey, give me a chance. Throw something up there. At least give us a chance to make a play. If they make a D, that's fine. All right, so now you're going to see this is after that stall. Right after the stall, GB is off to the races, and you're going to see, a miscommunication and an example of GB with just a silly mistake that can't happen in these championship games. So just watch. They're kind of moving, open guys. You're going to see right here, this guy's open for the swing on a flattish mark, and he decides to just go through there. And it's an easy turnover. It's just, those are the kind of things. Just watch right here. This guy has space. This guy sees it on the break side. Why not take that? And this guy decides to go up the line. It's an innocent miscommunication, but those are the types of things that can't happen if you're going to stay in the game and win a championship. Those simple little things. Again, I'm just going to play it again one more time. You just see it's because it happens so fast. He just throws it and he just decides to turn right as he's throwing. So what do you do in that situation if you're a young player? Okay, watch the thrower. He looks like he's got his head down for a second. Now he's looking. He sees him throwing and he's starting to turn. You got to be able to adjust very quickly to be able to keep that disc in play. He doesn't really adjust, and it's a turnover. So, again, keep your eyes on that thrower as you're cutting. All right, so I talked about this a little bit earlier. A good dump throw by Belgium. Tight dump defense by the GB defender, but is able to get it off. These are little things that done right make the difference between championships and not. So you just watch here, the Belgian offender. Just going to play it through. Watch right here. He's faking. He doesn't really have anything and just throws a little cheeky shot out to space, and they're able to score. So, again, I'm just going to rewind that. Just watch. Plays good D. Very good D, but just, no win. Little space shot, and Belgium was able to complete those throws more often than not, and GB with more miscommunications in the dump space. So, GB's on offense here. You're going to see kind of some discombobulation, some two cutters really going to the same spot on a pull play, which really shouldn't happen if you're running on all cylinders. And it just looks like GB is a little out of sync and down and maybe pressing a little bit, but you can see they're in a split stack here. And just watch this side of the field. I'm just going to play it through, but you're going to see two cutters just run right into each other right here on the side of the street. Now, Justin does get open, but now the secondary cut is slowed down. And you're just going to see Justin here in a second kind of say, what's going on over here? Like, hey, I've got nothing. So it's a little thing. GB does end up scoring this point. But again, just watch here. So this, you can see, cuts across. He cuts across, and then 70's coming over here. And he's going to go deep, and he's just going to run right into him. So Justin takes what they give him. But again, that's the pull play. It seems a little bit odd that those two guys are coming into each other. Just a small thing that, again, in these championship situations, you got to have consistency, got to have clarity on who's cutting, especially on the pull plays. Of course, that's going to happen, down the point, but, first cut shouldn't happen. All right, so you've heard me talk about some of GB's mistakes, but this is just a incredible play by Yonkers. see a nice flick to the backside of the field, and I'm just going to play this through. Watch this flick right here, just to the foreside, but away. That's a tough throw. Got to have power, and if you don't throw that perfectly, the defender's going to have a chance to make a play. But again, he throws a little fake, moves the marker, and gets it nice to the space there. So again, just watch. I'm going to play this through again so you can see Yonkers get this. Watch this backhand fake. He doesn't really throw it too much, but he's got a break opportunity there that theoretically could have been thrown, but this defender's kind of moving slow, but still causing him to move over a little bit, and just even leaning back, power all the way end zone. Just an awesome throw by Yonkers. All right, so GB is down 8-5 here. You're going to see a huck here from GB right off the pole. Kind of seems like desperation, like, hey, let's try to sneak one in to steal one and not waste too much time, especially since the Belgian defense has been very strong this whole time. And so you're going to see this go off. He's open, straight at mark, causes the throw to be high. It's floaty, so defender has time to catch up, but he makes the play, but watch what happens here. Rushes it, and the guy drops it. Okay, so clearly miscommunication. This GB offender's upset. He's like, why didn't you catch it? What's going on? I threw it. I hit you in the chest. But the goal, it is a goal, okay? He gets called in, but here's something never to do. Do not just rush it here in the end zone, especially after a play like that. Guy makes a good, misses it, but catches it. He's in the end zone. Doesn't think he is, so he just rifles it at his teammate. And, yeah, he wasn't ready for it, but you never know in those situations, if you're called in. What if he wasn't called in and the guy just wasn't ready or it was questionable? That could be a turnover, and one you would definitely not want to actually have happen, and you'd certainly want it back. So if you're the receiver here and you make the catch and you make a great play, you're not sure if you're in, you're just rushing, slow down. It's also 3-on-2 here. You got two guys right by you trying to sneak it through. What if they hand block it? There's just so many things that could happen. Throw the fake, reset, and relax. Chances are you're going to have a easy throw or somewhere where you can get it open because the defense is reeling after a nice big huck like that. All right, so I'm going to show you a missed opportunity from GB here. Again, they've got the disc, and it's an opportunity for them, but you're going to see just a silly dump mistake here and a lack of communication and just really some, I think, just inexperience at the championship level. So just watch this. So 34 is going to make a nice flick inside out break here. It's going to be nice. He hits that. It's a great throw. And you're going to see, watch this right here. So you're going to see 37. He's a lefty. This guy is standing in the middle of the field, like looking at it like, hey, throw it to me. I'm wide open. So you'd think this guy should just stay here or maybe just slowly move up and not make any quick directions or changes of direction. But you're going to see probably the worst thing could have happened here is this guy, 42, goes this way. I'm not quite sure why. He's wide open. And this guy decides to throw a space shot all the way out here, which I guess you could see these guys are running out. It'd be nice to get it over here, but there's really no point. Just complete the pass. You're going to gain about 8 yards there. That's a win. And right in the middle of the field is exactly where you want it. So this guy should not have thrown it to this space. He should have just flipped it right here. And this guy, I don't know why he was thinking to go here, maybe to get it on the break side, but I think it's clear that 37 is not one of their best throwers that is not going to make some, nice break like Justin Ford would, but rather just, hey, we've got all this space, let's use it. That's the easy throw. Take the easy option. But instead, you see what happened. He gets upset watching it. So just watch this in full speed. Just throws it certainly too hard while this guy was deciding to make a decision to cut. But again, both of them are to blame here. But again, he's open calling for it. You've got so much space. If you're in this position, just stay here and ask for the disc and just kind of jog straight at him. You should be able to feel the defender, take a look back, but don't make any, just his mistake is he just starts to cut and then, oops, wrong way. If he wouldn't have cut, he probably would have had a chance at that disc. So again, if you're the thrower, just make eye contact, throw it right at him. And if you're that offender, just take what the defense has given you. You don't need to make a cut because the guy's not throwing it to you. All right, this is a Huck from Belgium that's going up to really 50-50 disc. Probably should have been D'd by Britain, but I'm just going to play it through so you guys can watch. You're going to see the GB defender is there, has position, but just totally whiffs on it. And shorter guy, but really not an excuse because he won the position. He's got the speed. And so here's what you need to be doing here. This guy he's a shorter guy, and he's been around a while. I've played against him, number 34. This Belgian defender's got height, but as a defender, especially if you're shorter, again, usually at some point we're not the tallest guy on the field or we're going up against somebody taller than us, no matter how tall you are. I'm 6'2", and there's guys that I'm frequently taller than, but then there's other players where, hey, the guy's, a few inches taller than me or bigger. And so you got to play the disc differently depending upon your defender. And so this guy, especially as a shorter guy, so if you're shorter players out there, don't try to play the disc in the air every time. That's not going to work more often than not. So if you're not, you've got to box your defender out, give yourself some space to be able to not let him get a full jump. Or, as you'll see with this defender, he tries to play it and catch it at his peak. And the reason why he does that is probably like, hey, I got to sky him to be able to get this because I'm shorter. But, when you're running full speed like that, it's hard to get a full vertical leap. If he was kind of, running slower or mid speed, he may have been able to reach that. But you're just going to see he jumps and misses it. So again, in this situation, right here, he should be slowing down to try to feel where his defender is. But he doesn't know where he is. And because of that, he just tries to run at full speed and jump at full speed, and it just doesn't work. So again, find the defender, use your body, your shoulder, and arm just to feel where they are. You're not pushing them, so you can make a play. All right, so GB's down 4 points here. Did I just say points? 4 goals. And this is an opportunity for GB to, again, stay close. There's only 7 minutes left, so the game is pretty out of hand, but this is just a lesson, especially for newer players. When you are in a championship situation, certainly, or you're on a team where there's a guy like Justin Ford, who I'm going to point at right here, you want to get the disc, in your best player's hands as much as possible. You think of the Lakers and different sports. Hey, get the ball to Kobe, right? When he was, on the Lakers and with team with him and Shaq, just get him the ball and they'll figure out what to do with it, right? So here's just an opportunity. I'm just going to play it where this guy just misses Justin. He's open, but he's looking elsewhere. If I'm the coach of this team, I'm saying, hey, we're down. We got to get the disc to Justin. And he's the one that's going to have to help us make a play. He's the best player and the best thrower on that team. But it was just a missed opportunity to just get him that thing. So it's, again, a small thing. Nothing bad necessarily came out of that, but it's just an option to get it to your best player. All right, so this is, again, end of the game. Really, Belgium has this wrapped up, but just another example of things GB just wasn't doing the little things well. I don't know if their head wasn't in the game or just talent here. So just look at this fake by Yonkers. You're going to see him just throw it up in the air. He fakes a hammer, and just watch this marker. He literally turns around and stops as if he threw it. And I'm not even, for a second I thought he was joking, but then I realized, he really believed that he threw that because he wouldn't do this, at this point in the game. But he literally turns around and is like, wow, where did he throw that? But the interesting thing is Yonkers doesn't even throw it over his head. He just threw it over, it's over Yonkers' head. Like, look at the positioning. And I think that's just a result of fatigue and maybe some inexperience, but you got to be able to see that Yonkers is a taller guy, but it's not like he threw it over his head. So, and then Yonkers makes a nice little pay, but just, it's those little things of just, now he's not even close to him on D. So again, just some experience, but Belgium just taking it to him in all facets of the game. All right, and this is one of the last examples just of some of the little things that GB did not do right to win this game, and you're going to see they're in the middle of a comeback. Okay, so they got the last break. They're trying to kind of work their way back into this game. They got their best players out there. You're going to see the puller throws it far, but it floats up there, and this disc is about to go out of bounds, and you can't do that. You got to keep the disc in bounds. Belgium's just going to get it a free 20, 25 yards into the field, and it's like it just is too easy for these good teams. So those are the little things that you just got to be able to do well, and those are just mental mistakes, and those make a big difference in these championship games. All right, so this is actually the second to last throw of the game. You're going to see another example of Belgium getting the dump off in tight spaces. Good dump defense by GB in this situation, but Belgium able to get those short ones off. So I'm just going to play this clip. You'll see number 10 get off a nice little backhand, throws it out into the space only where the offense can get it, and then gets the awareness. Yonkers throws a pass, makes the catch, and Belgium wins the game. So just look at this again. He's tight. He throws it out to the space high. He knows Yonkers is tall. Yonkers makes a nice throw, and there's the game. So, all right, well, hope you enjoyed watching this. Belgium taking down GB. Hope you enjoyed this breakdown and the tips and pointers and things to just keep an eye out, especially for you young players out there. I enjoy doing these just to point out some of the things that can make a difference, not only in everyday play, but in the biggest games that you will play in. It's the little things. So those fundamentals can make the difference between winning championships and not, and getting on the field and not. So keep practicing those fundamentals. As you can see, those are the little things that can make the difference. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see anything else or if you got any other takes on this game. Take care. Bye-bye.